This female reporter had the worst luck ever. On her very first day at work, she got sent to interview a 200-million-year-old caveman. The moment the primitive man laid eyes on her, he immediately shoved aside the soldiers standing in front of him. This was the first time in 200 million years he'd seen a female. Their eyes locked, and primal urges instantly took over his brain. A soldier nearby tried to intervene, but it was completely useless against this primitive beast. Just a few days earlier, scientists had discovered a layer of ancient ice over 2,000 meters underground. Frozen inside was a primitive human standing over 10 feet tall, locked in fierce combat with a T-Rex. This groundbreaking discovery shook the entire scientific community. The lab secretly launched a project to revive the primitive man named Pickle. Strangely enough, after thawing out, Pickle's skin was elastic and his heartbeat had returned, but he just wouldn't wake up. One night, a guy was pulling the solo graveyard shift. With nobody around, he got a wicked idea. If he could just eat a T-Rex steak, he'd die happy. The man fired up a pan right there in the lab and started cooking up some dinosaur meat. The smell quickly filled the entire lab, and Pickle actually opened his eyes after catching a whiff. He followed the scent right up behind the guy, but incredibly, Pickle didn't hurt him. Instead, he just grabbed the T-Rex meat off the table and stuffed it straight into his mouth. After that, the smell from the freezer caught Pickle's attention again. When he spotted his familiar prey, Pickle got super excited. The man seized the opportunity to shut the freezer door and immediately called for backup. Realizing how serious this was, Einstein requested military support right away, but the police chief just mocked him, saying no living thing could stand up to modern weapons. Right then, the lab wall suddenly got punched through. The primitive man Pickle appeared, absolutely furious. He charged straight at the police cars and angrily smashed every single one to pieces. After witnessing Pickle's terrifying strength firsthand, the chief freaked out and frantically called for reinforcements. The military rolled up to the scene fast. To avoid Pickle getting killed by firearms, they deployed their latest combat mech. Its destructive power rivaled the Transformers. This was going to be the first showdown between primitive and modern. Both sides attacked simultaneously. The mech's arm clamped around Pickle's neck, but the next second, Pickle's fist shattered the cockpit's bulletproof glass. The pilot was terrified. He cranked up the power, ready to take Pickle out, but Pickle planted his feet and literally lifted the entire mech off the ground. Humanity's cutting-edge combat mech was no match for Pickle whatsoever. To control this beast, the US military deployed pretty much every military asset they had, even sending in an armored division packing nukes. But just before the troops reached the battlefield, they stopped. Colonel Stridham stripped off his clothes and walked straight toward Pickle, completely naked. He knew that only genuine sincerity could make Pickle lower his guard. And next up, he was taking Pickle to Japan, because that's where the female reporter was waiting for him.